Yay!
Yes.
Happy New Year! And this is our first Fireside Chat of the year. So I have Susan here with me from Huntsboro Hemp Company, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about hemp and CBD and a few other cool things. So I've known Susan for, I think we were just talking about it, like 6 or 7 years now. We were actually in a business networking group years and years ago, and built a really good relationship, and so we've been kind of following each other in business for the last few years. So
Right.
It's been really neat. So just a reminder, we are still doing our charity check-in for charity. So just a little heads up on that. So if you do come in this week, make sure that you do check in so that we can do some benefits for Hope and Vine this week. But Susan's going to talk about what is Huntsboro Hemp Company, how did she get started, and we'll kind of go from there.
Well, thank you. First, I'd like to thank you all for having me here. I think these fireside chats are just so fun, and we can learn some really great things from them.
Yes.
So Huntsboro Hemp Company is really the brainchild of my son-in-law. He was in school at North Carolina State University, and he came home and he was telling us, he's like, oh my goodness, Jimmy, you need to grow industrial hemp. Susan, we need a CBD company. And Sherry, I was a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at him, and even though I have a background in health and wellness and went to IIN, I said to him, Garrett, that stuff is snake oil. You need to stay in college because you have to take care of my daughter. And, Jimmy was like, I'm going to keep growing what we know how to grow, because North Carolina was just starting to talk about the pilot program, and it hadn't even come into place yet. But Garrett kept coming home and was more and more and more excited, and we perked up and decided we should pay attention because, as you know, Jimmy's been farming his whole life, and I do love alternative ways to live a healthier, happier lifestyle. So I spent about 2.5, 3 years studying CBD. I went to medical conferences where I knew doctors were using the products.
Mm-hmm.
I went to industrial hemp meetings. I went to CBD conferences, whatever I could do to learn about it. And when I learned about the endocannabinoid system, where it is in your body, and how CBD works with it, I was just wowed. And it's really the real deal.
Yeah.
And that's how we got started.
Cool. Very cool. Very
Thank
cool.
you.
So tell us about your farm and Jimmy's history and all of that stuff.
Sure. So I really have the beautiful benefit of being a vertical company without really being the farmer.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the farmer. Oftentimes when I'm asked farm questions, I refer them to Jimmy.
Uh-huh.
But what I do know is, because I'm married to the farmer, I get to see the industrial hemp I buy from the time it goes into the ground until the time we purchase it, have it processed into our CBD, and actually manufacture our products ourselves.
Okay.
When I say we, my family and I are the ones who actually do the manufacturing. So we literally have our hands on it from the time we get to see the guys plant it in the field until we ship it out to our customers.
Wow,
Which
that's
is
very
cool.
It's very local, which is we're all about local.
Yes, very local. Everything happens within a 5-mile radius.
That's awesome.
So that's nice.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell us where you're located and how do we find you?
Yeah, great. So we are located in Oxford, North Carolina, which is about 30 or 45 minutes from here. You can find us on the website at www.huntsborohempco.com, as it's listed up here. We also are in retail stores and a variety of places. We in Oxford have a very small storefront, but you can also come visit us there.
Okay.
Yeah, in downtown Oxford.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Tell me how you've changed the lives of some of your patrons or your customers.
Gosh.
Any stories for us?
Yeah, when you ask me that question, goosebumps come over my body and tears come to my eyes, because the stories, the anecdotal stories, are really, Dr. Sherry, what we have to go on.
Mm-hmm.
There's some research behind CBD, but there needs to be a lot more, and it's coming.
Yeah.
But when you have an 84-year-old that aches from arthritis and cannot open their hands, and then they start taking CBD consistently, consistently,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they can do their hands like this, and they don't hurt, so they can walk, get up and down. That's one scenario. We have another gentleman, he's 56, he's an electrician. He spends a great deal of time on his knees. He needs knee replacement. His other knee hurts terribly. He came to me, told me it was a crock, but he was going to try it. And I'm like, that's awesome.
I've heard that story before with chiropractic. Yep.
Yes.
I don't believe in this, but I'm going to give you a try.
Exactly. And so I just asked him, will you take it for a whole month? He said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Will you take it consistently? He said yes. And because I knew he was highly inflamed, I suggested that he take it twice a day to get started.
Okay.
So he was so consistent, 5 a.m., 5 p.m., 5 a.m., 5 p.m.
Okay.
I see him a week later, and I'm talking to him, I'm like, hey, how are your knees? They still hurt. It's a crock. I'm like, all right, but you promised me, right? It's not a magic pill.
Yeah.
And he said, yes. I saw him a week and a half later. And he was like, look at me walk. I don't limp. I don't hurt.
That's awesome.
And, you know, you hear these stories over and over again about how people don't hurt or are not having problems with anxiety or just,
Yeah.
So it's so wonderful, and it's a plant-based product. It's nothing new. It's been here since 8000 BCE.
Yep. It's
You
been
know.
around a long time.
Yeah.
And it can actually work on dogs too. Speaking
Yes.
of
Ranger could benefit from it. They have the same endocannabinoid system
do.
that you and I have.
Yep.
And so my brother actually has a doodle, a
Uh-huh.
golden doodle. That's what
Yep.
Ranger is?
That's what he is. Yep.
And Annie has a really hard time with separation anxiety and thunderstorms.
Yep.
And so Annie gets it and
Yep.
is able to just chill.
Yep.
So
That's
yes.
so cool. And I actually use some CBD on my little Yorkie. He's older and his joints hurt, so it helps keep him a happy little guy.
Yeah.
The one cool thing I do know about CBD is that because it works with our body's systems, it actually is safe for even during pregnancy. So that's something that's very common. Anxiety, if there's an issue with anxiety, we can't be on anxiety meds during pregnancy. And so CBD has helped a lot of pregnant women with that as well. And even some of the joint pains that go along with pregnancy. And for so many people, you know, we have an opioid crisis in our country, and people are highly addicted to some of these medications. And CBD is a natural alternative to help people with joint pain, to help them feel better and be more comfortable. So it's a pretty awesome product.
It really
and,
is. And like I said, when we hear these stories, we had someone who had shoulder surgery, was taking 5 opioids a day.
Wow.
And through using CBD, once again, over a period of time, has been able to pull that out of her regimen.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm so
That's
grateful
amazing.
for that.
Yes, that's
Just
life-saving.
really grateful. It is.
It's really
Absolutely. And the more you read, the more you study, you hear that.
Yep.
So I'm grateful that you recognize that and share that with us.
It's definitely wonderful. So if you have any questions, please comment below, and Susan will be on there. I will be on there. We can ask any questions, answer any questions. We'll have you check out her website. We'll post that there for you too. And hopefully you learned something new today, and it was great to have you, and wonderful to have Susan here.
Thank you.
So-
it was great to be here.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Well, have a wonderful day, guys.
Bye, everyone.